All right, we actually have multiple weather alerts to break down for you. We'll start off first and foremost with our wind advisory. In fact, for Hartford and Tolland counties, since the top of our broadcast, now upgraded to high wind warnings. And this is near the time of the frontal passage tonight when we could get wind gusts perhaps as high as 60 miles an hour out of the south before switching to the west and northwest. So well before that bad wind moves in for trick-or-treating this evening. Likely a bit of a lull in the rain. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still going to be damp across Connecticut. It's not going to be a beautiful evening by any stretch, but the steady rain that we're currently dealing with in some communities will likely move out, and then that main event comes later on tonight. We will have that strong or developing wind out of the south and southwest, and it's going to be very mild with temperatures ranging from the upper 60s even into the lower 70s. So early warning pinpoint Doppler. This is a loop over the last 30 minutes showing the showers, the periods of rain working across the state, basically from southwest to northeast. But it is as we head toward sunset this evening at 5:46 that we'll likely get a bit of a lull in this action. So temperatures already in the upper 60s across many communities, and with regard to our most recent wind gusts in the last hour, between 20 and 25 miles an hour out of the south. So our ICAM view from Torrington showing the poor visibility because of the low clouds and the rain. A similar scene coming in from Hartford. More of the same looking live from New Haven. Wet border to border and overcast as well as we look live from New London. So this is again just the leading precipitation, the showers that are working across Connecticut now. Clearly a bit of a lull across eastern Pennsylvania with more rain through the Great Lakes and points southwestward from there. So it's all part of a slow-moving cold front that's eventually going to work in our direction later on tonight. So in advance of that, the strong southerly flow that will get stronger than what it is now, and then behind it, the wind switches to the west and northwest and eventually ushers some cooler air into the state. So Futurecast starts you off at noon today, showing those scattered showers lifting to the northeast of Connecticut. So here we are at 4 o'clock with a bit of a lull as we head toward sunset. Futurecast may actually be overplaying the extent of the showers at around 6 or 7 tonight. So again, there could be some showers, but the steady heavy rain and the threat for thunder comes much later on tonight. Here's the approaching cold front at 11 p.m. still to the west of Connecticut, working into the lower Hudson Valley. See the yellows, the oranges, and the reds working right into Connecticut around and after midnight. So stopping the clock at 2 a.m., working right through the central part of the state. So likely waking up to perhaps some heavy rain, some rumbles of thunder, and as well that gusty wind that could lead to some isolated power outages. And by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, the rain has not only cleared Connecticut, but is beginning to clear the Cape and Islands with sunshine coming out thereafter. So tomorrow will turn out to be a fairly bright day with the drying trend, but the wind will certainly be up. So with regard to rainfall totals, as we have been forecasting within the borders of Connecticut, 1 to perhaps 2 inches of rain. The heaviest rain still off to the west and northwest of Connecticut. So not a big concern for localized poor drainage flooding here within our state. Temperatures, here's Futurecast at 6 o'clock this evening, upper 60s if not low 70s. That's also the case at 11 o'clock tonight. But watch what happens with the arrival of the front. Here's 4 a.m., 60s eastern Connecticut, but we're heading into the 40s in the Northwest Hills. So early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. with the front well east of Connecticut, we're say between 45 and 50 in many communities. A little bit of a rebound tomorrow afternoon into the low and mid 50s. And then as we head into early Saturday morning, we do have a freeze watch, a second weather alert to bring you. This is for coastal communities, parts of southern Connecticut that have yet to see the growing season end. We could get temperatures cold enough to where that will certainly be the case. So on our 7-day forecast, after that chilly start Saturday morning, mid 50s by the afternoon. Same kind of weather plays out for Sunday. Don't forget to enjoy that extra hour of sleep. Set those clocks back an hour before going to bed Saturday night as we end daylight saving time. And then Monday starts off dry but chilly cold. In fact, 28 on Monday morning, low 50s that afternoon. Our next chance of rain after this storm system comes later Tuesday, perhaps into Wednesday of next week. And for shoreline highs this weekend, 58 on Saturday, 55 on Sunday.